also want to take this opportunity to thank all the many hundreds of people who have sent messages of support.
Jeffrey Epstein's partner in crime, Ghislaine Maxwell, has been quietly moved to a new prison facility in Texas that many refer to as Club Fed, and she's got some famous fellow inmates there with her. Her controversial transfer is what's trending this morning in true crime. Maxwell serving a 20-year prison sentence for crimes relating to her ex-boyfriend, Jeffrey Epstein. Now, some people are calling this move to Texas unprecedented, considering she was convicted of sex trafficking, which is a very serious offense. Two other high-profile inmates are also at that facility. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City star Jennifer Shaw is serving 6.5 years for a telemarketing scheme. And biotechnology entrepreneur Elizabeth Holmes, who was convicted of fraud and conspiracy. Theranos was the company. She was sentenced to 11 years. But crimes, not sex trafficking crimes, right? Serious crimes these ladies did, but not what Maxwell did. So some people are wondering, did she get a deal to be moved to this low security facility? Let's bring back in criminal defense attorney Mark Begnaud, former prosecutor, currently criminal defense attorney Dave Ehrenberg, and former NYC corrections officer Elias Hussamadeen. Good morning to you all. Okay, so why was she moved? It just seems like without warning, but right after the conversation with the DOJ. Elias, let me start with you. Does this strike you as odd?
I think it strikes everybody as odd. You know, moving her makes sense. You know, if an inmate's life is being threatened, we move the inmate. But usually if you're in max and we move you to max. We don't move you from max to minimum or to a federal place. So, yeah, it seems strange. It seems a little fishy that they would actually do this. And smells like a deal.
Smells like a deal. Yeah, Elias, I think you're right. Mark Begnaud, what do you say? Does it smell like a deal's going on to you?
1,000% this is a deal. Let's be clear, Ghislaine is not eligible to serve time at this facility. The Bureau of Prisons publishes their standards online for how they classify people and how they put people in different facilities. She's not eligible based on the offense to go there. And so there is no other thing that could have happened other than DOJ, Trump administration, somebody stepping in and telling Bureau of Prisons, hey, she's got to go to minimum security, because they wouldn't put her there otherwise.
Mm-hmm. Oh, excellent points, Mark. Thank you. Yeah, this security level, even lower than the one she was at before. It wasn't a high security facility she was at in the first place, but now she's really enjoying life, I think. Dave Ehrenberg, what do you say, please?
Well, what interesting timing. Right after she spent 2 days with the #2 person at the Department of Justice, Todd Blanche, who was Donald Trump's defense lawyer previously, she was then moved from a low security prison to a minimum security prison, what you correctly called Club Fed. So, of course, there was some sort of arrangement here. I think what happened was, after 2 days of questioning, the lawyer for Ghislaine Maxwell said, okay, can you at least do us a solid and move her to this facility? That's where she should go. And that's what they did. And meanwhile, President Trump is still being ambiguous about a pardon for her. So they want her to speak up and to exonerate President Trump from any involvement with Epstein's sex crimes. And at the same time, in their mind, they want her to point the finger at certain prominent Democrats like Bill Clinton and Bill Gates to use that as a political cudgel. That's what this is about. She is being rewarded for her cooperation.
Appreciate it, Dave. Really appreciate the analysis. We have some club-fed facts to share with everybody. So the Bureau of Prisons classifies prison camps such as this one, Camp Bryan, as minimum security institutions, the lowest of the 5 security levels in the federal system. Such facilities have limited or no perimeter fencing. Low security facilities such as FCI Tallahassee have double fenced perimeters and high staff to inmate ratios than the prison camps. And we looked at some of the commissary items that she can now buy. She can buy some oil of Olay products, scented oils, a crochet kit, a sewing kit, and even get a Brita pitcher for her water. Elias Hussamadeen, how vacation-y is a prison camp like this one?
By all standards, federal facilities like this, it's not even jail, to be very honest with you. I mean, if they want to walk out, they can literally just leave and walk out. There's minimal security there, actually, what I've been reading, the fear of some of the other inmates or people in the federal facility, to me, they have a right to have this concern because the level of security is nowhere near what the level of security is in any other maximum security facility. So, I mean, they get up, they have coffee, they take a walk, they can, it's like being home with an ankle bracelet. So they have a right to be concerned about their own safety. She actually should be concerned about her safety as well if there's been threats against her life, and now we're putting you somewhere where the security is lax or almost non-existent.
Elias, this perspective from you is so helpful to really know how much of a sweetheart deal this seems like. Even though we don't have official confirmation of a deal, we all agree it sounds like something's cooking. Does she deserve it? I think is the other big question we want to ask you all. Does she deserve this deal after what she did? Dave Ehrenberg, let me start with you. Your thoughts, please.
She's the devil's accomplice. Keep in mind what she did. Not only did she assist Jeffrey Epstein in recruiting and grooming girls for this sex trafficking operation, but then she participated herself. She's been credibly accused of actually participating in these sex acts, and then she lied about it. Remember, in 2020, she was charged with perjury because in a deposition under oath, she said she had never seen Jeffrey Epstein engage in any sexual activities with underage girls. Of course that was a lie. So why are we believing her now? She's a liar. She's a sex trafficker. She's a convicted felon. She should be nowhere near Club Fed, and she should fill out her 20-year sentence in a regular facility like it was intended.
Yes, yes, Dave, preach, my friend. Love everything you just said. I want to ask about these victims, because we know that they feel very unsatisfied with the way this has all gone down and feel like they didn't get justice with Epstein and now with Maxwell. I'm sure people are furious about this. Mark Begnaud, let me ask you, legally, did anybody have any obligation to ask the victims if they have an objection to this move of prisons for her?
Julie, I know that in some states and in some situations there are kind of victim rights that exist. There's a crime, in Georgia where I practice, we have a crime victims bill of rights. But when we talk about something as granular as somebody moving from one facility to another, that's not the kind of thing that, at least under the statute, that victims and their families would have, the ability to weigh in on. However, anybody actually making these decisions certainly should be considering the victims, should be reaching out to the victims, should be getting their input when making a decision like where somebody's being housed. And certainly if there's going to be some type of a deal that has more than her just going to Club Fed for a little while, the victims should be given input there.
A perfect point to end on. Mark Begnaud, thank you so much for that. We'll continue reporting anything else we learn about Ms. Maxwell. I have to say goodbye and a big thank you to two of our guests, Dave Ehrenberg and Elias Hussein. Thank you both so much for being on the program this morning. We'll see you soon.